Okay, so let's be honest. Have you ever gone to use a lip balm and you say to yourself, this one feels so smooth, I love her. And then you feel another one and she feels like a candle, like you are really struggling to slide her balmness across your lips. It's almost hurting a little bit. Don't already be dry. Don't already have dry lips. You can't get it. You know, you know what I mean? Let's talk about the personal preference of that, and then let's really tie in the chemistry of it as well. My name is Bree Muhammad. I am one of your favorite beauty chemists. If you don't have one, now you do. And I am the founder of Green Beauty Labs. Today, we're breaking down your lip balm's texture and why texture is everything in reference to a balm, and how chemists get that glossy, smooth, silky feel on purpose. Now, let's talk about two things. Oh, let me turn this camera thing. OCD is not going to get to me today. And got the nerve to not work. Do this. Right, texture. Is that the right way? I wonder if this is the right. Am I going to have to flip this? I hope I don't have to read through this video, because I'm not. That's what you gotta know. Okay. Okay, now, so texture, right? In this case, we're gonna say equals chemistry, okay, and feels. That's what I'm gonna call it today, feels. Texture equals chemistry and feels. Okay. Every balm you've ever used is a combination of three main parts: structure, softness, and glide. Remember before I was struggling to get her across the lip? That's glide. Okay. So I'm gonna call, this is my thing, right? We're gonna call this the Lip Balm, right, Matrix. This is what she is. Okay? Okay. Well, the lip balm triangle. All right. Okay. So I had to redo that. This is called. This is so serious. This is the lip balm matrix. Lip balm matrix triangle. Okay. Right up here, whole shape. That's going to be waxes. Okay. And then butters make it creamy. Okay, and then which one do you think adds slip and shine? That's going to be your oils. I'm going to put that down here. Okay, so waxes hold your shape, butters are going to make it creamy, and oils are going to add your shine. That is your lip balm matrix triangle. Now, when you melt and cool these three together, their molecules form crystal. Now, if you cool too fast, big crystals form, which equal a grainy texture. You ever had a butter or a balm that after you took it, you traveled with it, or maybe it was like that when you got it due to product error, or maybe, you know, storage temperature error, whatever. Have you ever felt it to be grainy? That's because it might have melted and cooled too fast, and then the crystals became grainy, and you get that gritty, kind of grainy texture. Now, when you cool these three in a slow and controlled temperature and environment, they create small crystals, which are smooth and buttery. That's the texture we like. That's the texture we want her to be. Large crystals equal grainy. That's what we don't want. And small crystals equal smooth. That's what we do want. Texture is also going to depend on the melting point. Basically, how hard or soft your balm is. Let's go over some of the melting points of some of the most common waxes that you'll find in balms. One is going to be carnauba wax. Another wax being candelilla wax, beeswax, shea butter, coconut oil, and jojoba. Now, this is how we're going to remember how much wax to put in our balms. Too much wax, you're going to be fighting that lip balm in the winter. I mean, with full fist. Too much wax, it's gonna that, okay? Too much oil, and it doesn't matter if it's a lip balm or any type of balm, too much oil in your balm, then it's going to be too sensitive to temperatures. And you don't want that, because how you intend for the product to be used is your finished product in the jar. And if it's too sensitive to other temperatures, there's going to be some user error that you have to account for. So they're not going to always know what temperature they're taking their product in, especially if you have a travel size. So you want a product and a formula stable enough to be user friendly, and then you don't have any comments or emails that you're avoiding and they telling you that something's wrong with this product and you're ignoring your users and your consumers. That's a thing. We don't do that. Okay? I got real serious real quick. My ideal melting point for a balm is always going to be 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Why? That's a lot. You might want to get the course. We'll talk about it. I'll put something in the description as to why. But I don't want to be bored with this video, because there's other points I need to get to, so you'll know why this is important, whether you get the course or not. My mouth is dry. I mean, like, really dry. They really still doing construction. There's a new cafe opening up on the side of my studio. Okay. Now, I talk about why in the actual course, in the actual book, but that's like a deeper point, but we could just like skip that and say my ideal melting point for a balm is always going to be 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Let's say you use one of the waxes or oils or butters that I mentioned, and you came up with a pretty stable formula yourself, DIY, or you got it from somewhere, you're working with a chemist, and let's say that your balm, you got a pretty decent thing going on, okay? If your balm is too hard, you want to, in increments, add 5 to 10% more oil on the safe side. I don't mean like a thin oil, something a little more viscous, jojoba, castor, it depends on you. But in increments of 5 or 10%, I would add, maybe not castor. I love castor, so I'm biased, but most people probably use sunflower or safflower. But okay, see, you gotta get to. See, I'm giving you too much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Most people would use sunflower or safflower because that's a pretty safe oil. You will read that in all pretty much cosmetic ingredient labels. A couple of oils you want to stay away from. I'm not going to even take it there, okay? I'm going to stay focused on this video. If you feel like your balm is too soft, it melts too easy, even the texture is more pillowy, because that is cute, but not in user error. Like, if it's pillowy behind the scenes, it's going to be too soft and too susceptible to temperatures in front of the scenes, whatever. When somebody buys it, that's what I mean. So if it's too soft, you want to add 2 to 5% more wax in increments. And you want to record what you come up with after each increment, and you just keep adding it until you find something that you like that's a lot more stable. And of course, you and your chemist or your team will go through your own trials. Moving on, when you're formulating, you want to tweak your texture like you tweak music, just in small increments to like slowly change the vibe. You don't want to jump from, Sinatra to Sexy Red. I mean, that's a terrible, whatever. I mean, you could, but you want to do it slowly. You don't want to just like bust out with it. Anyway, I wasn't going to do this, but I changed my mind really quick. Let's actually do a quick little demo on a lip balm formula that I actually teach with. You guys can have this complimentary. This, along with some other formulas and tweaks and tips, are in the ebook and in the course at greenbeautylabs.co, but you can have this right now and you can tweak this as you please. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm going to do my best to answer them. It may take me a couple days. It may take me a couple weeks, but I am going to answer them for you. Okay, so let's do this real quick. You got cocoa butter, okay? Vitamin E oil. We're going to add your beeswax. Now, we're going to add our shea butter. Okay, the cocoa butter. Don't put all that. Okay, now we're going to combine everything. My spatula here. It's going to be a very nice consistency. We're going to, I could turn this down now. Got a little aggressive with the heat. So everything is just about fully incorporated now. So I'm going to remove from heat. I'm going to turn that off. So this is what it's going to look like once your castor oil has cooled all the way down. Anything you add and you're adding for antioxidant properties, you want to wait till the mixture cools to 45 degrees Celsius or below before you add it. So mine was cooled. I'm going to pour this balm quickly. Okay. Now we're going to let this sit. You're going to let this sit with the top off though.